Dear weary heart, I'm writing to you tonight from my window where the light has turned that particular shade of gold that makes everything feel like it's holding its breath. And I thought of you. I thought of how you've been carrying something that doesn't have a name, how you've been missing something you can't quite put your finger on. I know that feeling. That hollow ache that lives somewhere between your ribs and your throat. That sense that you've lost something precious, but when you try to remember what it was, it slips through your fingers like morning mist. You search your memory like someone retracing their steps, trying to find where you left it, this unnamed thing. But there's no moment you can point to. No before and after, just this persistent sense that something is missing. Maybe it hits you at strange times, when you're washing dishes and the sunlight catches the soap bubbles just so. When you're driving home and a song comes on that reminds you this. When you wake up on a Saturday morning and realize you have nowhere you need to be, and instead of peace, you feel a kind of emptiness. I want you to know something. This feeling isn't foolish. It isn't dramatic. It isn't you being ungrateful for what you have or indulgent in melancholy. This is one of the most human things about you, this ability to sense absence, to feel the shape of something missing even when you can't see its edges. Sometimes I think we're all just walking around missing things we can't name, missing versions of ourselves we never got to be, missing connections we almost made, missing the feeling of possibility we had before we experienced all the ways things can go different from what we wanted. You might be missing innocence. Not the innocence of childhood necessarily, but that way you used to move through the world before you knew how heavy things could get, before you understood that people leave, that bodies break, that time doesn't wait. There was a version of you who laughed easier, who trusted faster, who didn't carry quite so much weight in your shoulders. And sometimes you turn around expecting to see that version of yourself still there, and you're startled by their absence. Or maybe you're missing a home that never existed, not the house you grew up in or the apartment you lived in during your 20s, but the feeling of home, that sense of belonging, of rootedness, of being exactly where you're supposed to be. You've been searching for it in cities, in relationships, in jobs, in communities. And sometimes you get close, you feel that warmth, but it never quite stays. It's like trying to hold on to a dream after you wake up. The harder you grasp, the faster it fades. I wonder if you're missing someone you never met. A friend you would have had if you'd turned left instead of right that day. A love that existed in another version of your life, in another city, in another timeline. Sometimes I think we can feel the absence of people who were meant for us but never found us, like phantom limbs of relationships that never formed. And the strangest part is how you can miss them. These people who are nothing but potential, nothing but could-have-beens. Or perhaps what you're missing is simpler and somehow more profound. You're missing the present moment, even while you're in it. You're missing your own life as you live it, because you're so busy rushing toward the next thing, or dwelling on the last thing, or worrying about all the things. You look up and realize days have passed. Weeks, months, and you weren't really there for them. You were present but not present, there but not there. And now those moments are gone and you can't get them back, and you're not even sure what they contained, but you know you've lost them. Let me tell you what I've learned about this unnamed missing. It's often grief for something we never had. We grieve lost innocence, lost possibilities, lost versions of our story. We grieve the life we thought we'd have by now. We grieve the person we thought we'd be. We grieve simplicity, certainty, the feeling that things would work out in a way we could understand. And here's what makes it so hard. Nobody teaches us how to mourn things that never existed. There's no funeral for the life you didn't live, no memorial service for the version of yourself you never became, no condolence cards for the dreams that quietly died while you were busy surviving. So we carry this grief in silence, thinking we're the only ones who feel it, wondering if we're allowed to be sad about something we can't even name. But you are allowed. You are allowed to feel this. You are allowed to miss things that have no name, to grieve losses that have no shape. Your heart knows what it knows, even when your mind can't find the words. I think sometimes what we're really missing is a sense of wholeness. Before life taught us to fragment ourselves, to be one person at work, another at home, another with friends, another online. Before we learned to hide parts of ourselves to be acceptable, to be loved, to be safe. There was a time when you were all one piece before you learned division. And somewhere deep down, you remember that feeling, even if you can't recall when you lost it. You might be missing wonder, the way everything felt infinite when you were young, the way a cardboard box could be a castle, a spaceship, a hiding place, the way you could lose yourself completely in play, in imagination, in the moment. Somewhere along the way, the world became smaller, more defined, more explicable. Magic became metaphor, possibility became probability, and you miss that sense of expansiveness, that feeling that anything could happen, that the world was full of doors you hadn't opened yet. Or maybe you're missing energy, not just physical energy, though there's that too, but that vital force that used to propel you forward, that enthusiasm, that motivation, that sense that your life was going somewhere important. Now everything feels heavier. Getting out of bed feels like an accomplishment. Making it through the day feels like a victory. And you miss the lightness you used to carry, the momentum you used to have. Here's something I want you to consider. What if this missing is actually a form of knowing? What if your heart is wise enough to sense what you need, even when your mind can't articulate it? What if this ache is your being telling you that you're capable of more than what you're experiencing? That you were made for deeper connection, fuller presence, greater joy? The missing is a compass. It's pointing you towards something, even if you can't see what yet. It's saying, there's more. Don't settle. Don't go numb. Don't convince yourself that this flatness, this muted quality of life is all there is. I'm not going to tell you that the missing will go away. I think as long as we're alive and feeling and growing, there will be this sense of something just beyond ourselves, this longing for something we can't quite name. But I will tell you this, the missing means you're still open. You haven't closed yourself off completely. You haven't built walls so high that nothing can get in or out. You're still soft enough to feel absence, which means you're still soft enough to feel presence when it comes. And it will come. Maybe not in the form you expect, maybe not as some grand revelation or dramatic return of what you lost, but in small moments, in unexpected grace, in the way morning light falls across your floor, in the laugh of a stranger that reminds you joy still exists, in the realization that you made it through another hard day and you're still here, still breathing, still capable of missing, which means still capable of loving. Sometimes I think what we're missing is ourselves, the fullness of who we are beneath all the roles we play and masks we wear. We've spent so long being what others need, what the world demands, what survival requires, that we've lost touch with our own aliveness. We're missing our own voice, our own knowing. If that's you, then maybe what you need isn't out there somewhere. Maybe it's already with you, waiting to be remembered. That wild, true, unedited version of yourself, the one who knows what they want, what they feel, what they need, the one who hasn't learned to diminish themselves yet, the one who takes up space without apologizing. I don't have answers for you. I can't tell you what you're missing or how to find it, but I can sit with you in this strange grief, this unnamed longing. I can tell you that I've felt it too, that on countless nights I've stood at my window looking out at the world and felt this exact ache, this sense that I've lost something crucial, something I might have never had in the first place. And here's what I've found in that ache: connection, not despite the missing, but because of it. This longing is what makes us reach for each other. It's what makes us write letters and songs and stories. It's what makes us human, this awareness that we think we're incomplete, that we're searching, that we're always in the process of trying to come home to something we can't quite name. So maybe the missing isn't the problem. Maybe it's the invitation. Maybe it's calling you deeper into your own life, your own heart, your own truth. Maybe it's asking you to stop running from the ache and instead turn toward it with curiosity, to ask it questions, to listen for what it's trying to tell you. What would it be like to befriend this feeling instead of fighting it? To say, oh, there you are again, this sense of something missing. What are you trying to show me? Where are you trying to lead me? Because I think the missing is actually a guide. It won't tell you where to go, but it will tell you when you're moving in the right direction. You'll know because the ache will shift, it will soften, it will feel less like suffering and more like longing, less like loss and more like reaching. Tonight, wherever you are, I want you to place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating there beneath your palm. That's real. That's here. You're here. And yes, you feel you're missing something you can't name, but you're also present to this moment, reading these words, feeling this feeling. And that counts for something. That counts for everything. Maybe what you're missing will return. Maybe it will reveal itself slowly over time. Maybe you'll wake up one morning and suddenly understand what this has all been about. Or maybe you'll never know exactly what you've been searching for, and you'll have to learn to live with the mystery of it. Either way, I'm here to tell you that you're not alone in this, that this unnamed missing is a thread that connects us all. Many of us are carrying it and feeling it. We're all trying to understand why we ache for something we can't identify. And maybe that's enough. Maybe the point isn't to solve this riddle, but to let it make us tender, to let it keep us open, to let it remind us that we're capable of depth, of feeling, of caring about things that don't have names or shapes or easy explanations. You're not broken for feeling this. You're alive. You're paying attention to the subtle dimensions of your own experience, and that takes courage. That takes heart. So for tonight, can you just let yourself miss it, whatever it is? Can you let yourself feel the full weight of this unnamed longing without trying to fix it or explain it away? Can you be gentle with yourself for carrying something this heavy, this formless, this persistent? I believe in you. I believe in your ability to hold complexity, to sit with uncertainty, to keep your heart open even when it aches. I believe that this missing means something, even if we can't say what. I believe that your longing is leading you somewhere true, even if the path isn't clear yet. And I'm here with you in this. On the other side of the screen, the other side of the world maybe, but here nonetheless. Missing what I can't name too, feeling that same hollow place, wondering the same wondering, hoping the same hope. You're going to be okay because I know you're strong enough to face it, brave enough to feel it, wise enough to let it teach you what it came to teach. Rest now if you can. The missing will still be there tomorrow and the day after, but so will you. So will the possibility of mourning. So will the chance for something unnamed to finally reveal itself. Until then, I'm here, and so are you. And somehow, impossibly, that's enough. With all my heart, someone who understands.